spectators who have made their way to Hive Stadium. There's the steely eyes, Tangalima Rapini, the focused glare from the Samoan captain as he leads his side onto the pitch. The Japanese captain, Yoshiaka Chian, leads his side onto this artificial surface at the home of Edinburgh Rugby, in the shadows of Scottish Gas Murrayfield. Both sides know what they need to do in Pool A. A Samoan win certainly keeps their hopes of a higher place finish alive. A victory for Japan will take it down to a straight shootout between themselves and Scotland to make it out of Pool A and vie for that Champions playoff, that first, second place playoff. Match officials just making their way into the middle as we're going to hear the national anthems from both nations. The Kimigeo from Japan and then the Banner of Freedom from Samoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I ask you to please be upstanding if you can for the national anthem of Japan. Please remain upstanding for the national anthem of Samoa.
Passionate rendition of the Banner of Freedom from the Samoans as they'll make their way onto the centre of the field. And before both teams lock horns in this Pool A battle, we will see the Siva Tau from the Samoan side. Sivatau led by their captain Kangalima Rapini.
Radios, Drew, can you hear me?
Gives us a time to look at the Japanese side, which has had 4 changes in it from the big victory against Hong Kong, China. They all come in the pack as well, with Mori, Hata, Aisobi and Okawa coming in to the forwards, and winger as well, Ken Taioka, will be looking to add to his tally of 4 tries from the opening game. Slightly more changes for the Samoans. There's 8 changes in total, 3 positional. Popuali moves to full back, and Nulivia Aea moves to the wing, with Serabakula and Pasa the new half-back pairing. In the forwards, Aloni Fatu comes into the front row, and Falapenga makes a start in the back row. Match official for this game will be Cal Ricardo, the Brazilian referee. He's going through his paces before this match, out nice and early, limbered up and ready to go. And it is going to be Samoa to get us underway. And it'll be Nulivia
Behind the kicker
to take the restart. And we're underway in game 3 of day 2. And it's Samoa kicking from right to left. And Japan gather it through Kamai early on. Managed to break round the corner. A carry from Ishibashi. It's an early penalty, and Japan looking to go quickly through Takiki. And it's been kicked out on the full. Japan obviously wanting to try and play with a tempo, but just not getting the accuracy there. There's going to be an opportunity for Samoa to throw in to the line out.
Just 3.
Takinoshita, the fullback, has had to retreat back to his own 22. It's been flat back by the Samoans. Loose ball gathered and given into the path of Douglas to carry forward for the Samoans. Enjoyed a little possession against the Scots in the opening game. Japan certainly start this one of favourites as the balance of scores that we've had in Pool A, but Samoa looking to get the ball into some width, and done well initially. The wingers, Tavita, just launching the ball into some space, but Nulivia just not able to find enough room to weave his way around this Japanese defence. The cover getting across quickly there. Motohashi, the inside centre from Japan.
Let's go, guys.
Takinoshita getting across and putting in a good challenge on the Samoan left wing. First throw into the line out for Shimizu. 3 tries in the opening game, the hooker. The Samoan defence looks to cause a few issues to this Japanese attack. It benefits from a penalty. They go quickly, the Samoans, into towards the 22 now. Suruvula Kula.
Play the ball.
having to get back. Slow play down. Scrum half into the starting lineup. Serivakulu has to dig about. He's managed to find a couple of teammates, and again Olivier is tasked with trying to unlock this Japanese defence. A carry there from Favahe. Serivakula. Fizuelu. Into the hands of Pasa. Now Popo Alihi. Great offloading skills from the Samoans. Falu Penga, the most recent attacker for the Samoan side. Pasa to his captain now, Rapini.
No white.
Centre field, and against the grain the Samoans go. Aso Valley makes some good headway into this Japanese defence. He's pumping the legs, he's staying upright, protecting that ball. And the Samoans are looking like a completely different team from the one we've seen a few days ago.
First. Okay.
Falmono scoops it up round the side. Uelu now.
Tackle!
Linking up with his front row colleagues. Hanipali moves across from prop into the hooker position for this game. As the Japanese counter-ruck is legal and accurate. And the Japanese now want to try and attack from deep, and they're able to unlock the defence. Some great open field running from their fly half, Ito.
Offside, 12.
And Kerimasi Douglas is penalised for the Samoans. But it's been a positive start from a side which have been scarred by the Scots in the opening game. But Japan deal well with the early onslaught from the Samoans. From the penalty, able to kick downfield. And 4.5 minutes in, the Japanese will be hoping to enjoy some more possession. Off the top, towards the 10-metre line, direct running from the Japanese side. Looking to keep the tempo high through.
Advantage, knock on.
Moving the point of contact, but a bit of an accuracy from the Japanese side. Some more. Sweep it
It's
up.
over.
Uelu now.
Tackle.
Physical specimens in both of these sides.
Hold here. Hold. Good.
Tavita chasing this ball down. It's been well gathered in the backfield, and now it's an opportunity for this Japanese side to counter-attack, bouncing back in field. Takenushita
Knock on white.
was a player that was able just to puncture the Samoan defence momentarily.
Knock on white.
As this Samoan squad, replacements and all, will be encouraged by this opening 6 minutes here at Hive Stadium. Serivakula straddles the 10-metre line inside his own half.
Cross.
First scrum of the match.
Set.
And the Samoan scrum is marched back by this Japanese pack. It was under a lot of pressure from a Scotland side on day one.
Work for that.
And changes in the front row. Allowing
Go, guys.
Fatu. Hanipali moving across as well. Uelu retains his place in the front row.
Okay. Just give me space, please.
They still come under pressure for the Japanese side. Mori and Hata
Cross.
are starting
Bind.
this game.
Set.
Takaki throws the ball midfield, and good link up there from Motohashi, able to find his fly half, and now Japan have an opportunity to ghost in the corner, but covered defence gets across from Samoa. An acute line back inside. Ito floats the ball midfield, and there's numbers up, but there's a little gap in defence, and it's an opportunity for Uda to go in for a score. And they've been made to work incredibly hard for an opening try in this game. There was some direct running, hard attritional work from the forwards. It did afford some space on the outside for the outside centre to get the try. He is the youngest member of the Japanese squad, but showed maturity beyond his years just to size up that gap, pick the weak link, and the covering forwards just not able to get across and deal with that danger. And it's an opening try for Japan. Motohashi not able to add the extras just to the left hand side. He used every last second of the shot clock as well, but he wasn't able to add the conversion to this effort from his centre colleague. Great balanced running from Uda.
Left to right.
Nulivaya, right-footed kick. One more to contest here. It's been almost flapped back. There was the captain, Rapini, and tried to get a big left paw onto the ball, but just not able to get it back on his side.
Knock on white. And the kick.
We'll come back for the scrum.
Knock on. Knock on.
From a very happy match official. A smile beaming across his face. He spotted the knock-ons in there with the help of Michael Todd and Rory Campbell on the touch lines here at Hive.
Front. Bind. Set.
Another scrum. Put into Japan. It's held steady. And Japan again look to play with a bit of width, and they look like they've manipulated that overlap and unlocked some space on that far side here. The tempo required from the Japanese side, floated back inside. Been knocked on by Samoa. Gives Japan an opportunity. The try scorer, Motohashi, thinks he spots some space back in field. Takaki has been put on the foot to chase down this touchline here. It wasn't able to be kept in by Okawa.
Offside.
But it will come back for the penalty.
Number 13. 13 offside.
Asovale, the Samoan outside centre, adjudged to have been offside and open play. And it's an opportunity to nudge this as close to the corner as possible, and it's an excellent kick there from the fly half, Ito. 2 tries in the opening game against Hong Kong China, and this man here about to throw in. Got the end of a hat trick.
Blue.
Heels straddling the line. Shimizu finds his target. It's been brought down.
Step back.
And now the Japanese juggernaut starts marching towards the line. The driver at the back of it is that man. Shimizu, and he threw the ball into the line out, accurate from the set piece. Then he had the slightly easiest job of just driving it towards that try line. craning his neck to see the opportunity. The forwards doing some hard work in there to drive the Samoans back towards their own goal line when it's splintered away. And it's a 4th try of the World Rugby Under-20 Trophy competition for the Japanese hooker. Motohashi again, similar position. Opposite result. It's on the right hand side this time from the inside centre.
Please, don't do that again. Okay. Perfect. No, I'm happy.
Falmono just getting a little talking to by the match official as we see the try again from Shimizu. The Japanese hooker Falmono was adjudged to have been vocally disruptive on that charge down to that conversion, but protested his innocence as play is back underway. You'll notice a lot of these sides not going deep from the restart, where the trial law is able to call a mark off a restart. Japan make their way up towards the halfway line.
Play on. Knock on by White.
It's been fumbled there as Samoa again able to put a lot of defensive pressure on this Japanese side, forcing the knock on. Ava carries forward, 2 tries, 2 close range tries against Scotland in the opening game. Kirimasi Douglas
Tackle.
tries to lump it forward. A little snipe from Serivakula.
Backwards.
Douglas has to sweep up that loose bobbling ball. Does well, runs into a bit of trouble. The Samoan players filter round to make sure the ball is protected.
Hold it here.
As Popo Alihi lumps it back downfield. And Japan now.
Possible
Bit of
50-22.
space in behind. And they're able to find that bit of space.
Nah,
And Pasa tried to keep the ball in play.
the ball was touch.
But there's going to be a throw into the line out to Japan. I think the 50-22 was called, and you can see Pasa trying to keep that ball in.
White.
Just not able to, just ricocheting off his leg.
Yeah. The mark's right here. Open, please. Open, blue. There we go. Hold.
Again, accuracy from the line out
Use
from
it.
Shimizu. Used first time at the mall. Splinters away. Takaki.
Knock on.
Again, these errors filtering into this Japanese side. This time it was Chan with the knock on.
Let's go, blue.
The number 8 trying to gather the ball again under some Samoan resistance inside of their own 22.
Crowns.
The last scrum
Bind.
was competitive between both sides.
Set.
Serivakula puts the ball in, it's been scooped up for Hawaii. He carries forward outside of his own 22.
Take it in.
Falupenga
Hold
given
here.
back to Pasa, and he launches it into the air. It's been watched all the way by Takanoshita. And Japan floating that ball just in the faces of that Samoan defence,
Vantage.
enticing them to encroach. And playing very flat to the line. It does yield a penalty.
Not roll away.
So another chance to
Captain.
nudge it downfield
Just keep working.
and get this drive and maul ticking.
Just work in that area. No more penalties. Keep working on that. Keep working on that.
Shimizu again.
Hold!
Gathered by Isobi.
Vantage number 4, collapsing the maul.
Avaha collapsed for the Samoans.
Tackle!
Penalty coming for the Japanese side. A free ball to play with.
Good hold. Hold on. It's right here. Number 4, collapsing the maul.
Japan go quickly, they go squeezing in the corner as well. They're able to catch the Samoans cold and find enough space in the corner from the quick tap penalty to extend their advantage here to 15 points. Almost a quarter of the game gone.
Guys, comments? Something?
There's good awareness there from the scrum half, who's able to find Kamai in the corner. It's the third score of the game for Japan. And Takaki again unlocking the defence. Finding some space for Kamai to squeeze in the corner. More challenging conversion attempt out wide from Motohashi.
Again. You cannot scream. Again.
The referee just explaining that Tavita, when he was running to charge down the ball,
Talk for the guy, he cannot change.
was being
Thank you so much.
vocally disruptive, trying to put off the kicker. So as soon as the kicker starts his movement towards the ball,
Time is up.
the defending team are allowed to charge down on a conversion attempt. You're not, however, allowed to scream at the kicker, as ironically behind Motohashi at the moment on the billboards does say please respect the kicker.
Back
And
on.
it does apply to players too. Shot clock restarted. Currently 32 seconds left to complete this kick for the Japanese inside centre. Good connection, good distance, but again, the radar slightly off from Takaya Motohashi, the Japanese number 12.
Captain. No one can scream. In the kick, no talks.
Clearly outlined to the Samoans, Rapini, the Samoan captain, giving the orders from the Brazilian referee, and it's been well gathered there from the restart by Avaha, but just fumbled forward. A towering second row was just able to grasp at the ball, but just knocks it on. Almost fell to him. What would have been a really dislodged Japanese defence.
Front. Bind. Set.
Joji Takaki ready to put the ball in, but
Okay. That side's good. Keep working. I got another one. Repeat again, bro, please.
Casantos, the Brazilian match official,
Cross.
moving to the far side of the scrum.
Bind. Set.
Keep an eye on proceedings closer to our commentary position here. Japan get the
Stepping
nudge
back,
on.
Lou. Stepping back.
Want to try and go down the blind side. It's been knocked on there. Ioka the Japanese right winger. He was lethal against Hong Kong China, 4 tries. Just fumbling the ball, a dejected trudge back inside his own half is rifled into his direction by his scrum half, Takaki.
Just step the mark. There we go. Let's work, guys.
An apologetic wave to his teammates results in a scrum to the Samoans.
Ground. Bind. Set.
Seruvakula rolls in. Fahavai passes back to Seruvakula. The fly half. Passa travels forward into the gap that was in front of him, but the ball not protected at the back, but being picked up well there by Falmono. Samoa showing a bit more patience, but they've conceded the penalty. Again, Japan from deep. They want to play fast flowing, swashbuckling rugby. And Tavita for Samoa tried to catch that ball in flight, just not able to.
Guys.
And then tempers spill over until Falupenga offers a high five. And it was all after this, a slightly high challenge coming in there by Samoa. Russell Valley was the player who went high as the ball has been watched all the way back into the 22 for Samoa, into the hands of Tavita. He puts foot to ball. The Samoan players have to retreat, they have to go back now. Japan are enjoying broken field running. This dislodged Samoan defence has to regroup quickly to repel this Japanese attack. The gap is afforded in front of them and then splintering through. Ebisawa off the left wing, working hard, and took that inside ball from Takaki. And the Japanese tempo is just a little bit too hot for this Samoan side. You see great running, just picking off that gap in the Samoan defence. A line we see a lot of wingers running now, closer to that breakdown. And Ibisawa has done his homework. And it's a 4th try. It's a bonus point in the bag. It's a slightly easier conversion attempt for Motohashi, and it's successful, his first success of this early evening fixture. And it takes it to 22 points to 0 from that try there from Ebisawa. Oliveira, again right-footed kick, ready to contest the second rows for Samoa. We're there, Falmono and Avaha both there, ready to compete, but not able to put enough pressure on. Japan again out the back, keeping the tempo high and stretching this Samoan defence. Aggressive in the contact as well. A tight line ran there by Mori.
Never release.
Brings another penalty, brings another quick penalty as well from Takaki. Motohashi thinks he spots a little gap. He's just been met by Kirimasi Douglas.
12. Number 12, never roll away.
And the Samoan side conceding a lot of penalties in this opening 27 minutes. A couple of them have resulted in tries from close range for the Japanese side. Ill-discipline from the Samoans, but it's a a much improved performance.
On the line, Blue. Blue, on the
than
line.
we saw against the Scots. Shimizu again. Finds his target, brought down, and again the Japanese rolling maul starts to move. Shimizu uses some good footwork to try and squeeze through the gap in front of him. Patience now required.
Good.
Defence wins the initial confrontation from that splinter drive and maul. Another stab at the line.
Tackle, release, Blue. Just release, you have the ball right here.
Ball back for Japan. They get to lock and load, go again. They've tucked the ball tight under their
Now,
arm.
Blue. Short.
The ball is inches short of the line, and it's now up to the backs. It's
Play on.
a kick across, but Tavita putting his body on the line. But Japan, I think they've got a chaotic defence in front of them. A brilliant kick cross field, gathered brilliantly on the wing by Ibisawa, and he gets his second try in a matter of minutes here at Hive Stadium. Perhaps not the way that they envisaged they were going to score that try when they had the drive and maul 5 metres away from the Samoan line. But Japan showed that if plan A doesn't work, deploy plan B. And Ibisawa able to gather the ball and brush off the challenge that came across there from Popualihi to get his second score of the game. And definitely put some clear daylight in between these two sides. Another touchline attempt. Motohashi has got underneath it. It's not going to have the distance as it falls just shy. And the Samoans took a bit of time to gather their thoughts after the try from Ibisawa just moments before. Taped up, ready to go. He was visibly limping after his try-scoring exploits. Nuliviaia goes a bit deeper this time in towards the 22. No mark called by Japan. They play on. Split the field, centre field, but running into a bit of trouble. And the Samoans able to isolate Japan.
Ball's go.
And they get the penalty. And they're opting to go for 3 points.
Ball's go.
Conversation there with the match official and Rapini, and the Samoan number 6, the captain of the side. Nuliviaia got a conversion and a penalty in the opening defeat against Scotland. 123 points to 15. 5 of those points coming from the right boot of this man. Panawa, Nuliviaia with a chance to get the first points for Samoa in this game. And he's unsuccessful in front of the uprights. Not able to add 3 points for the Samoans. And disappointment for Panawa. Nuliviaia as he trudges back. And just in front of us here. So Japan kick it downfield, watched all the way by Pasa. He gathers it, then feeds it into the path of Benjamin Favahi. Seruvakula to Pasa. He puts boot to ball. And all of a sudden attack from Samoa has to turn into defence.
Now Blue!
as Japan deal with that stabbed ball in behind and return one of their own, but Benjamin Favai is able to gather, and now Samoa have an opportunity close to the line, and it did look like the number 8 perhaps got there. The match official,
taken back by White, scrum 5.
He's having a little conversation in his ear with Rory Campbell, but has been judged to have been carried back. Great pressure from Fahavahi, charging down that ball, and then Takenoshita just losing his foot and in behind. Did carry it over.
Let's go.
A great angle of that passage of play. As the big burly number 8 gathers his breath again. But Samoa 5 metres away from the Japanese line now. A couple of minutes ago, missing the penalty.
Bind.
We'll hope to put some pressure on now up front.
Set.
And Japan are able to turn over that scrum.
Hold 7. Hold
Not
7.
able to benefit from the territorial position that they had gained, the Samoans. And Popo Alihi having to watch this. Ball passes it back infield to Falmono. Uliviaia is carried into touch but offloads back infield, but defensively brilliant there from Ayuka, the Japanese winger. A little skip of the heels there, perhaps just landed himself on the
Let's go, White.
shoulder of his opposite
Let's go,
man.
guys.
But defensively brilliant. Strength from the scrum. It sees Japan in the shadows of their own post now up to the halfway line. The winger there, Ayuka, tipping it back infield. The tempo again high from this Japanese side as they burst through. Going the same way, and there's a gap on that far side now. Japan trying to link up. Tavita having to get across to make the challenge. And Japan almost too quick for their own support. Not able to get there in time. Again, great running from this Japanese side. Just not able to support their teammate. As it's kicked downfield for Harry Hanapali to throw into this line out. Accurate at the front and brought down.
Take it in.
Kirimasi Douglas.
K9
By a
Hughes.
firm wall of defence in front of him. Pass that
Hold it here. Hold
right
it.
footed
Good,
swing
good,
downfield.
good.
Good distance, but gathered by Japan, who have very few thoughts other than attacking. Good
Not
initial
anymore.
burst
Release
there.
now. Good.
Physical challenges flying in from the Samoans. Met with great endeavour from this Japanese attack. Takaki. Ball floated back infield and now into the hands of Tavita. The ball bouncing around back inside the Japanese half. And brilliant hands, is able to get Japan in some space yet again. Rapine came across at some pace to deal with Uda, who stabbed it downfield. And a good cover and defence from the Samoans.
No, for us it's save time.
Brilliant hands from Ayuka to release his teammate. And then a clattering challenge from the Samoan leader, Tanya Lima Rapine.
Hold on. The player is totally injured. Yeah, time is off.
It's like breaking players. There's going to be some medical attention going on. The line out definitely not going to plan there for Samoa. As we approach the end of the first half, we've got a couple of minutes left.
No, you can do again. Yeah. Captain, ready to go? Okay.
How's the captain? Pangalima Rapine. He needed some medical attention.
Please come here. Time back on.
Hanapali.
Time is back on. Let's go, guys.
Referee Santos wanting a bit of urgency. It's accurate from Hanapali. Huge challenge. Falmono holding nothing back, going into contact there. Clattering the Japanese defenders who met him in front as Seruvakula spots some space. Again, Japan launch it back downfield. It's an awkward ball to deal with, but brilliantly scooped up there by Popo Alihi. And he evades the first couple of challenges, and now Samoa are in behind the support, right and left. And it is Yuliviaia who's got it, almost get in the corner. The Japanese cover defence was brilliant to get across and cover that space.
Knock on blue.
It looked a nailed-on try for Samoa. The initial break from Popo Alihi, able to size up his support. Yuliviaia is trying to get in, changes the point of contact to try and get the fend out. But the Japanese covering defence was accurate when it needed to be. It protects that lead that they have, 27 points to 0. And that is as close as Samoa have come to scoring in this game.
Bind.
Individual brilliance from Popo Alihi.
Set.
But it's a defensive scrum now for Japan. Steady yet again up front. Direct to set the point of contact and lay the foundations for a clean exit downfield.
Hold here.
It's an accurate kick, and Yuliviaia is having to watch this. Gathers, feeds it back in field as opposite winger Tavita, the centre field. Launches it to the sky. He's going to have to chase his own kick. He gets up well to Gather. Seruvakula then gathers, and then it's on to Pasa, the halfback partnership, linking up for the Samoans. It's innovation from the Samoan side. Counter-attack in rugby. Tavita going to the sky here, plucking it out, linking up with Seruvakula, and then Pasa on hand to finish it off. Supporting lines, brilliant from the Samoans. And as we approach half-time, they get their score on the board, and smiles etched on the faces of the Samoan players. Yuliviaia goes for the drop goal. 14 seconds left on the shot clock, not enough time to get the tee on. But feast your eyes on a brilliant Samoan try, finished off by Pasa, the fly half. So Japan get us back underway.
Option.
Overcooked that one.
Scrunk out.
So there will be a scrum centre field, and
Scrunk out.
the changes in the Samoan back division from the defeat against Scotland have certainly made an impact. Seruvakula and Pasa, a new halfback pairing, linking up for the most recent try. Yuliviaia has been involved more from the left wing. Asa Valley outside centre, and Popo Alihi is the player that almost sparked a try for Yuliviaia.
Crown.
So certainly replacements have
Bind.
had an impact for the Samoans.
Set.
Final play of the first half, and another strong Japanese scrum allows Chan to scoop the ball out of that cluster of bodies congregated on the halfway line. Shimizu, Takaki, Japanese players just getting in front of each other.
No advantage. Scrum.
benefiting from the full advantage there from that open passage of play. The Japanese, they'll get a chance again to
Captain, decision.
kick it downfield.
Okay.
Looking to go to touch. And although the ball has went off the field of play, they'll be allowed to play the line out from a penalty. A law which came in a few years ago. There's some trial laws in action in this competition, some of which have already happened, but from the line out, Japan not able to hit their target this time, and that brings the curtain down on what has been an exciting opening 42.5 minutes at Hive Stadium, and it's perhaps went to form, but there's a Samoan spark in the air, and there's a bit of confidence from this side as they go into the sheds at half time. It is Japan who hold the lead. A very impressive workmanlike 30 minutes from the Japanese side. Gave them a handsome advantage, but the Samoans did hit back at the tail end with a try of their own. So it takes us at half time here at Hive Stadium in the World Rugby Under-20 Trophy in Pool A. It's Japan 27, Samoa 7. It was Japan who got proceedings off to an explosive start. After 8 minutes they had their first real opportunity after dealing with a lot of Samoan resistance, and it was Uda to get the opening score. The ball flung into some space, and the youngest member of the Japanese squad was just able to show enough pace to burn on the outside of that cluster of forwards which had arrived in front of him. Just able just to weave his way and show enough to squeeze in for the opening score. And then after a brilliant first game against Hong Kong, China,
Step back.
it was Shimizu's chance to get on the score sheet for Japan. A robust and well organised drive and maul, able to march towards the line.
Step back.
Samoan efforts in vain as that Japanese juggernaut just trudged towards that line, and it's the easiest of finishes for the Japanese hooker.
Right here. Number 4, collapsing the
There was a little bit more invention for their third. A quick penalty from Takaki, a player who's tried to keep tempo and absolutely everything for Japan so far in this game. Was able to release Kamai on the left hand side.
Number 4,
he was
collapsing the maul.
met with Aloni Fatu for company, but not able to keep the Japanese number 6 away from scoring a try. And then the bonus point try did eventually come, and it was a great line run there by the left winger Ebisawa, just running off Takaki, who's been instrumental for the Japanese to ghost in for that try. Hard, powerful running from the left winger, and then he was in the right place at the right time for the 5th score for Japan. A cross-field kick was gathered gracefully by the left winger under a little bit of pressure from the Samoans, but just able to brush off the challenge from Popo Alihi and go over for a try. And that was the final try from Japan. The 30 minutes on the clock, 27 points to nil. They were leading, and Samoa then started to enjoy probably their most positive 10 minutes in this trophy campaign so far. And it ended with this: Tavita going to the sky, plucking off the ball, and then able to release sort of Akula, who fed his half-back partner Mawaluma Pasa. And it had to be a little bit inventive and innovative from the Samoans, but again showing the character that they contain in this side, diving in between the uprights for their first try in their second game. Direct running, good supportive play, and jubilation from the support as well there, en route to scoring a try for the Samoans, and it's certainly breathed a little bit of life into their efforts as both teams are housed safely inside Scottish Gas Murrayfield in the changing rooms, and they'll be dissecting what has went on in the first 40 minutes. Japan, they hold a very comfortable lead. However, the Samoan effort certainly shone at the end of that half, so anything can happen in 40 minutes of rugby. And join us back here shortly for second half coverage in the World Rugby Under-20 Trophy Pool A battle between Japan and Samoa, and it's currently Japan who are leading the Samoans 27 points to 7. everyone and welcome back. Can you join us just as both sides are making their way back onto the pitch here at Hythe in Scotland, the home of Edinburgh Rugby, for this World Rugby Under-20s trophy group game in Pool A between Japan and Samoa. And it's currently the Japanese side that hold the advantage going into the second half. 27 points to 7 they currently lead. And it's a game that they feel they must win to make it a straight shootout with the hosts, Scotland, in the next round of fixtures, which will bring the group phases to a close and then march on towards the playoffs. So top will play top in group. Top from Group A will play top in Pool B to see who's going to be the champions. And likewise, as you filter down the positions, Japan never finished lower than 4th. And on 6 occasions they've either been champions or runners-up, 3 times each. 3 runners-up, 2010, 11 and 12. Champions in 2014, 2017 and 2019. And it is Japan to get the second half underway against a spirited Samoan side who ended the first half with their tails up. Takanishita gathers the ball, then able to find Motohashi. And Japan accurate with the kick as well, downfield, just to pin Samoa back inside their own 22. Popoalihi almost able to keep that ball in, but just encroaching on the touchline. Protesting with Rory Campbell on the touchline. And the second half starts with a Japanese attack. Thrown to the tail, well gathered, it's juggled and then brought down, and the driving maul starts craning towards the left hand side.
Move back. Take away.
He splinters and then going round the corner was Shimizu. He looks somewhat bemused now as he's not able to find his teammate. And it's a slightly messy maul as the Samoan players try to fold round but just not able to give it into the path of Ioka.
Let's go blue!
Line out to Samoa, pressure line out as well. I feel the next score in this game is really important as it's flapped off the top. Samoa under a lot of pressure just on the cusp of their own goal line, but Falmono is tasked with trying to protect the ball. Seruvakula kicks it downfield, but Japan cover well, scamper back towards their own area. Savali putting pressure on midfield, and Douglas as well putting a challenge along with Popo Alihi. Ioka dancing back in field, just praying for a gap to open up in front of him with some fancy footwork. Powerful from the forwards, the carry. Ball into the hands of Ito, and
forward pass.
The referee, with help from his assistant, spotting the forward pass in there. And the Samoan defence have started the second half assured. Some big challenges coming in there from the inside centre. Kerry Massey Douglas.
Don't step.
He was yellow carded in 20 minutes against Scotland. Such was his eagerness to leave an impact on his opposition.
Ground. Bind.
First scrum of the second half.
Set.
A scrum which Japan certainly had the upper hand on in the first 40. Solid from the Samoans. Douglas trucks it forward. tries to float it into the path of his teammate, but just not able to. And now Japan think they can strike. It's been kicked downfield by Ibisawa. The bouncing ball rather well there by Asavale, who thinks he spots some space. A delicate chip in behind the Japanese defensive line.
Thumbs off.
Free call on time.
Captain, white, please. Clear. Yeah. We don't need any action like that. Okay. We have a penalty here. Off play action, please. Change your behavior. There we go.
Asavale, the player, getting reprimanded by the match official. Not quite sure what the behaviour was. I get a glimpse of it here as he tries to chase his own kick, and well, that's exactly what that behaviour was. A fling and frustration at the back of the head of his opposite number.
Open the gap.
In frustration and not able to being able to gather his own ball.
On the line.
It's gifted Japan an opportunity now inside the Samoan 22.
On 5.
Accurate and assured this time from Japan.
Don't change the vibe. On the middle. It's good. It's on the middle.
Samoa flood through. Japan then the ball into space and task the backs with unlocking this Samoan defence.
Knock on by White. Release now, White.
Accuracy from the Japanese. Samoa rise with the ball in their possession. Digging in here, the Samoans. Kick downfield. Good distance, but it's all the way by Takaki. One of their playmakers now to Ito. Takenoshita. Back in field, but he's been met by Olane Fatu. Two players straddling the touchline. One of them able to just get in behind the Samoan defence. It was Okawa. Now gathered there by Falu Penga. And the Samoan bench rise to their feet. And the defensive efforts from their side. Falu Penga. Smile there on the face of the back row forward. It was a smile of Tangi Alima Rapine. You could see there. And this is a spirited effort from the Samoan side. They've started the second half on the ropes.
Picture on the gap, please.
Falu Penga getting back. You can see
Just
great body position there. It was from Falmono.
Not straight.
So one of the trial laws you'll see there
Scrunk out.
was
Scrunk
not straight
White
at
ball.
the line out. Teams are allowed to get away with it if the opposition do not compete. But on this occasion, Japan launched a pod up to contest the ball. So there's an unfair advantage for the Samoans. So Japan get the option of throwing to the line out or a scrum. And if you watch the first 40 minutes, you probably guess why they've opted to go for
Blind.
the scrum.
Set.
Takaki holds the ball in. It's steady again from Japan. Good hands, sharp hands from the backs. Takenoshita able to get the ball into some space. And again, Japanese frustration.
15. Off it.
Ioka just racing away from his support. Good cover in the field from Samoa to get back and cover that and put the pressure on Japan.
Yeah. We're just outside. Blue on the line, please.
Serivakula
Yeah, open.
was there.
On the
You
line.
can see the players sealing off in that breakdown. Olivia Aya quiet in
Take
this
it in.
second half. Powerful carry forward. Avaha. The second row still keeps going. It's taking a monumental effort from Japan to bring the big second row down.
Take it in. Hold,
Pass up.
hold.
Olivia Aya kicks it downfield. Japan almost guilty of miscommunication in the backfield, but it's worked for them. trudged forward there by Kamai. And this time it's Samoa who give away the penalty. Kirimasi Douglas not releasing. As the sun splits the sky here in Scotland. It's a brilliant kick as well from Japan. Able to take play into the Samoan 22 yet again.
Work. Yeah, your guys with you, please. Yeah, with you.
Shimizu. Last conversation with Mori. Accurate at the line out again. They're able to find Kamai. This is a quick drive and maul, charging towards that Samoan line. And the try is awarded. It was somewhat inevitable once the maul had formed. But it's another try for Japan. And they've had to work incredibly hard in this opening 10 minutes of this second half. And it is a double for the hooker, Shimizu, which extends the Japanese lead. It probably settles some nerves as well within their ranks. It's a comfortable lead that they've got now on 50 minutes. It might take the wind out of the Samoan sails.
Okay. Yes.
The conversion attempt just sneaks in past the left hand upright.
Thank you.
It's a successful conversion, which takes the score to 34 points to 7. And that is going to be the last act of Takaki, who got the conversion. Replacements now starting to enter the fray. We'll bring you them all as we see them coming on to the pitch. Gathered by Aisubi from Japan, pumping the legs over the 10 metre line. Slightly messy as coming round there was Fahavai. Able to play the 9. Penalty awarded to Japan. Ito is tasked with lumping it back downfield again, and that is a brilliant kick from the fly half. Centre field all the way down to the 5 metre line.
Blue on the line, please.
And Murata is a scrum half replacement for Takaki.
Thank you.
First replacement of the second half. Takaki thoroughly impressed by him in the opening 50 minutes. The maul brought down. A chance for another try for the Japanese hooker, just caught short. Shimizu, but on hand, on the right hand flank there to power over just in the corner.
You need to change the behavior.
Where that set piece had come to fruition. The forwards working hard round the corner, able to offer themselves up for some support and runs, and you can see there Shimizu just getting caught short, and it did eventually fall into the hands of his teammate Jinosuke Mori, starting the game. In game day 2, Motohashi back with the kick and tee, and he's able to curl this one in as well, and it's now a very handsome advantage that Japan hold over Samoa.
Takes that score now to Japan 41, Samoa 7.
Another glimpse of that try from Wolves head prop Mori. Impressed by the work rate off the ball of this Japanese side. Real guidance and understanding of each other's job. It's been littered with some handling errors perhaps, but clear direction, a clear game plan. Back onto the Samoan side, but did not go to plan. Falu Penga able to swing his arm at it, but players then offside. As Alone Fatu couldn't get down to the ball. He's now tasked with trying to stop a charge from the Japanese captain Chan. Centre field, good offload, well picked up by Japan. The try scorer now looks to try and pick through the gap. Good pace shown there from Mori, the front rower. Has opened in front for Ishibashi. Sudavakula just was in the right place at the right time for the Samoans.
Play on.
They've been stripped by the replacement scrum half, Morata.
No, advantage, 15 offside.
And Popoalihi has gifted Japan a free ball to play with now on the 22-metre line. Captain Chan. Morata stoops down to get the ball, looks left, then right. He sees a formidable option outside of in Shimizu. Ito. The Japanese backs now all getting their hands on the ball and splintering and sliding through that line to get a try. It's Ioka who's on the end of it after some brilliant work from the forwards. I'm really finished saying about the clear direction, and it was exhibited there by this Japanese side. Powerful running from the forwards and accuracy and urgency from the backs to finish it off in style. Japan to weather a Samoan storm for the opening 10 minutes of the second half. But are certainly finding things a little bit more manageable now. A couple of tries in the bag in quick succession. And the conversion attempt is successful as well as Japan approach the 50-point mark.
48, Samoa 7.
One white.
Great angle of the powerful direct running from
He's okay?
this Japanese side as Karakauchi is on for Mori. Samoa almost filtered through and gathered their own restart, just perhaps a yard or two shy of being able to gather it comfortably. The Japanese side slightly stood off it.
Advantage. No advantage. Grabbing the 9 here.
For the replacement
Number
for
8.
Samoa is
Grabbing the number 9.
Japan win the penalty. Thomas Moores is on for Panawa New Liviaya. Ito sizes up the touchline and takes a nibble off it and gets up towards the 10-metre line.
Blue here. Play on.
Japan almost tried to get a replacement on, but play is underway, such as the tempo that they're playing at. There's a charge from Mokawa. Now, Uda. Ball ghosting in front of Takinoshita. And then Ibisawa just not able to gather.
Captain.
Again, Japan.
You have an option. Knock on. Or line out. Line out.
Japan trying to stretch the Samoan side. tiring somewhat perhaps.
Just on the line, please.
Option there given to
Time is off. We'll have a subs.
Samoa.
Number 14.
We've all got the chance to get those replacements. Ioka is going to be coming off for Masuyama.
Hold, guys.
And coming off there is number 1, Susu Mori.
Yep. Subs complete. Time back on.
Samoa opting to go for the line out. So Hanepale, another chance, throws to the front, and it's not been gathered cleanly. And it has been gathered by Japan. So all of a sudden, Japan were sensing an opportunity to get another try. Well ripped by the Samoan defence. Seruvakula on Popo Alihi. Able to thwart that effort. Seruvakula passing deep inside his own goal line. A swing at the ball to try and find any sort of space. And Japan, in a blink of an eye, are back up towards the Samoan 22. Ball ghosted off the side. And met with some stern resistance again from Samoa.
Vantage. Playing the 9.
Good hands yet again from Japan. Look to try and go round the outside. Nakawa linking up well. Ipisawa, but Japan eventually get in behind and score that try.
Time is off.
And it's their second row. Ishibashi.
For players playing the 9. Please use that time or they stop trying to touch the 9. Thank you so much.
The referee having a
Time back on.
conversation with the Samoan players on a regular basis, as you can see here. Ibisawa thought he was in for his hat-trick try, but what an acute line that is from the second row. Almost held up by Popo Alihi. To the second row. Shuka Ishibashi able just to power through. Ground the ball. Japan are over that 50-point mark now. Motohashi has a chance to add a further 2, which he does, and curling the ball in between the posts. And 55 points to 7 now, Japan lead. A replay of that impressive score, and that impressive angle from the second row. As Ishibashi and Chan are withdrawn. Marso is on
We'll have a subs.
for Japan.
Coming up is number 8. Also coming up is number 19.
Impressive game from Yoshiaki Chan as well. For Japan, the number 8.
Blue 1. Blue.
As Maui Moa limbers up on the sideline. He is able to come on. Alauni Fatu is the player coming off for Samoa.
Time back on.
The restart doesn't go 10. And it's been brought back by the match official. Will be a scrum centre field as well.
Scrum call.
There's look as well that Yoshikawa is the other player that's came on for Japan. So Kirakauchi, Maso, Yoshikawa and Masuyama are the players that are on for Japan.
Crowns.
Mawamonga and Thomas Moores, the 2 players for Samoa to be brought on to the field of play. Status quo in the scrum. Japan still on top. Takenoshita thinks he spots a space on the outside, able to get his free arm to offload into the path. of his teammate. Again, defensive cover getting across. Masuyama just not able to find enough space. Samoa can kick downfield, and they've maximised the distance off of that one as well.
Blue number 9.
James Singh
Awfully.
is going to replace Siravakula, the Samoan number 9. A new half-back partnership for Samoa, which started to show its promise at the tail end of the first half.
Okay. Time back on.
James Singh started the game against Scotland. Wasn't starting the bench as it's
not straight.
Went short to Falupenga, but again not straight from the Samoans because it was contested.
Scrum.
Japan have opted to go for the scrum. A few trial laws in the under-20 championship and the trophy. So after 20 minutes, a player that gets a red card can be replaced. 30 seconds for setting a scrum and a line out. 60 seconds for a conversion. Lines can't be played while the ball is still near a tackle, ruck or a maul. An offside line at scrum has changed as well. You might be able to see that here as it's rolled in by Murata. You see the 9 just retreating. But Japan now trying to stretch the Samoan defence. Asavale was up well for the Samoans. Ibisawa over the halfway line, kept under wraps in the second half.
High tackle.
They go quickly, the Japanese. Murata
to play on.
Picking up from where Takaki left off. Ito offloading into the path of a rampaging forward. Centres now linking up midfield.
Release!
Japan against the grain, making steady progress up the field. Ito again has options. Kirakauchi was the option this time. Motohashi charges upfield as well. It's a huge collision. Subi.
Yeah, it's the first player.
Subi was charging into contact. And it's made this battle on the floor highly competitive. It's a battle that Samoa have won. Takino Shita had to watch that all the way, and his footwork is able to evade Tavita. The Samoan winger in Japan flood in again, wanting to add to their tally. Some good hands, but it's gone loose from Samoa. So Thomas Moores fires into contact. Japan retain the ball. Their attack reset will come again. Ito off the shoulder to Shimizu, sizing up a hat-trick of his own. Inches away from the line now, Samoa scrap for it on the ground. But Japan eventually do make their way over the line. And it's a scrappy and scruffy effort from the Japan side.
Wesley advantage. Your tackler,
but they were able
to roll away, and after we'll have a player stepping back. It's a try.
To get over the line, and explained there by the match official. Good build-up play yet again. The charge forward from Hata just brought short. Popo Alihi having a little stab at the turnover, but eventually they do make it over the line. When it's Maso, the replacement forward, gets the try for Japan. The conversion attempt from right in front of the uprights. Is successful. And it ticks another 2 points onto the tally. And it is going to be a straight shootout to see who's going to make it into the first and second place playoff, and a chance to be promoted from the trophy into the under-20 championship. It's going to be either Japan or Scotland. And that game will be in the next round of fixtures on Friday. Samoa get play back underway.
Advantage.
Levita made an effort to challenge that ball, but it was gathered by Ibisawa. Ito flat to the line and entices his Japanese forwards just to take the ball into contact. Ito splinters through. He's able to offload to Yoshikawa. But Samoa turn the ball over, and now they're in behind. The offload from Douglas back in field. It's been well gathered. Samoa now. Avaha carries ball in one hand and then offloads. Asovale. Uelu. Ball given back. Levita scoops the ball up, presents back as well as all players just flood off of their feet. James Singh perhaps looking for the penalty. Passa, Popualihi. Douglas now. Floats the ball in behind. Great offload from the centre. Samoa now having their most fruitful period of this second half.
Advantage.
Just knocked on Maui Monga. Just not able to gather the ball. So Japan now inside their own 22. Ito opts for Cam.
52 is on.
See some space in behind the ball, trundling towards that touchline, and you heard the referee
No quick tap.
lining that the 50-22 was on, and Japan, whose line was being peppered by the Samoan side, because of this effort, will enjoy an attacking line out back in Samoan territory. Popualihi just not able to get back in time.
Let's go, White. Open the gap. Open the gap. Open. Hold. In.
Tanaka joins
Same
the fray.
Advantage, number 8.
And he's hoping to get on the score sheet as well. It's trundling towards the line. And bounce over.
Number 8. Repeat infringements.
And it's a try for Japan. And it's a double blow for the Samoans, because Fahavai has been yellow carded as well. And Tanaka gets on the score sheet. He's barely been on the pitch a few minutes, and he's able to get on the end of this. Forward replacements have certainly made an impact for this Japan side. And you can see the big number 8, the Samoan number 8, just infringing, and the referee goes to his pocket as Japan stretch their lead through a try from that man there, Kayuya Tanaka.
Twelve. Your subs. Thank you.
The referee just explaining to Motohashi that he's been withdrawn because Shirai is now onto the field of play. His last act is to miss the conversion from this try. Great awareness there. That cannot be underestimated from this youngster. Tanaka just knowing exactly where he was, keeping his wits about him, and being able to bounce over the line. And you can see confirmation there of Benjamin Fafai getting a 10-minute seat on the most uncomfortable chair in Edinburgh. As Maso gathers from the air, but Japan fumble it forward. And in the final 10 minutes here, Japan have almost emptied the bench, been able to get as much rugby into this squad as possible ahead of what will be a straight shootout between themselves and Scotland. Samoa will be battling with Hong Kong, China to see who's going to make it into the 5th and 6th place playoff.
Set.
Singh loiters with expectation of a Japanese onslaught, but the free kick goes the way of the Samoans. Singh now takes it as quickly as he possibly could. Kirimasi Douglas then shrugs off a challenge from the Japanese defence. So Valley, his centre teammate, helps Hanipali. Ball through the hands now into some space. Samoa Ito does well to deal with Falufanga. James Singh floats the ball into the path of Spencer Ululu. Now Singh again. Asavali doing well to evade the challenge. Pasa wraps round into the hands of Rapini, now the captain. Over the 10 metre line.
Release.
Link up play again is the fullback position. Popoalihi tries to make inroads. The Japanese defence is squeezing the Samoan side back towards their own halfway line.
Tackle. Okay, 9. Use it.
Protected back there by Falmono. They've been told to use it.
Saki's good. Knock on by White. Knock on by White.
Scrappy in the close quarters between these two sides, but Samoa retaining possession, and Japan defensively tested there.
Time is off. Number 7 and 12 blue off, please.
Kirimasi Douglas and Falupinga withdrawn for Fingiaki, and also Bitner Uli is coming on for Samoa. Some fresh legs for the Samoans.
For the ball come in. Make sense? Hold. Time back on.
Again, James Singh just loiters by the tunnel of a scrum that is going to come under some pressure from this Japanese side. A dangerous position to try and counter the scrum.
Set.
Centre field, the Samoan backs will be sizing up an opportunity, and it crumbles under Japanese pressure, and it is marched back in that forward pack, which is obviously down personnel because Fahavahe is in the sin bin. So Japan, laser-like kick downfield towards that 5 metre line, and they'll set up camp.
Time is off. 5 blue.
Inches away
Subs.
from the Samoan line.
Just hold.
Falmono going to be withdrawn. Pelu coming on for Samoa.
Line, please. On the line, blue.
A clutch of that left shoulder
Time back on.
from Josh Falmono. As Japan
Hold. Saki is good.
fling the ball
Yeah,
back in.
play the ball.
Defensively firm from Samoa.
Release, blue.
Japan
It's off.
reset. Attack again. The ball into the hands of some of their powering forwards. It's going towards the line, and can it be grounded? The referee has signalled that it's been held up.
Go.
Good defensive set there from the Samoans, from the maul, and also an open play, just being able to isolate the
Behind the kicker.
Japanese attack.
Everybody. Walk. Go.
Goal line drop out. Ibisawa gathers. A couple of little hops on the 22, but he's been scythed down by Fingiaki. And Samoa win the penalty. Singh gathers in the carry forward.
Tackle.
Again from
20.
Maui Moa. But Fingiaki this time has been penalised, which gives Japan an opportunity to go quickly this time. They flood towards this left-hand side, and it's on for the hat-trick for Ebisawa. And he's going to squeeze in for his third try. The winger will be thinking it's been a long time coming. He's got one try against Hong Kong, China.
Your player must have that safety.
Well, he was hugging that touchline. Quick play from Murata, just able to release Ito, and then Ebisawa pumped the brakes. And he was just able to get the ball down. We've seen the Samoan defence flooding across. I thought it was best perhaps to place the ball down as opposed to make his way further in field. It does get Japan over that 70-point mark. And it is a clutch conversion as well from the touchline from Ebisawa. There's nothing this man can do on the left wing for Japan. Trying to stay humble as he makes his way back in towards his own 22 and focusing on the next job for his side. As you get a glimpse of Fahavai still in the sin bin. It'd be unlikely that we might see his presence again in this fixture. Malso, lovely tip on, but it's fallen into Samoan hands. But then Ebisawa scoops the ball up, and he's only got one thought, and that's going forward. Links up well with Takenoshita, and then into some space, and Japan are ghosting in for another try. Masuyama is getting underneath the posts for a quick fire double for Japan, and extends their lead. And it is relentless now from this Japan side. It's been a second half onslaught as Pasa tried to stab it forward, and then Ebisawa, broken field running, great link up to Takenoshita, and then lurking on the wing, Masuyama could angle his run back in field underneath the uprights, and it gives his teammate Ebisawa an easier conversion attempt in front of the posts, and it extends the lead. Great counter-attack in rugby.
Number 3, blue.
Ebisawa,
Off, please.
selfless play, linking up, supporting angles from the Japanese players, making the scramble defence that much more difficult for the Samoans to get across and cover. And the benefactor in the end, Tasoku Masayama, gets the try. Japan centre field, they'll be wanting another chance to go through their attacking phases, polish off this performance ahead of what is a huge battle against Scotland. It's gone loose. Now Samoa, it's a foot race to the line. It's gone loose again, and it's been bobbling towards that Japanese try line. Thomas Moores hunting it down, but Japan get back and sweep up the ball. Murata now able to release Japan in some space yet again, and kicked over the defensive heads.
Knock on by White.
Ball not gathered by Samoa. Levita.
No.
Samoa are going to
No
have to do well to
advantage.
get back and
Knock on by White.
try and support their winger, but the referee spots there's a knock on in there, so there is going to be a replacement. It does look like Viniula is coming on, and he's actually going to replace Fahabahi, because the yellow card is now up. So Fahabahi, the big number 8, makes his way off of the sin bin chair and joins his teammates in the dugout. This is yellow card, his 10-minute stint comes to an end, and Samoa back up to a full complement of 15 players for the final passages of this game.
Set.
And it's again another
Have a knock on by blue.
powerful Japanese scrum, and that's going to be the final play of the game, because the referee has called time on this relatively one-sided encounter, It was a more accurate, polished and an accomplished second half performance from this Japanese side, who were destructive and relentless against the Samoans. It was perhaps a relentless half hour from the Japanese side, because the first 10 minutes the Samoans were digging in after going in at half time, 27 points to 7 down, and Samoa finished the first half the better of the two sides. However, the squad depth and the introduction to some key players from the bench, 3 players getting tries from the bench as well for Japan, kept the momentum going for this side, and it means that it is going to be a straight shootout between that side there, Japan, and the hosts Scotland in Pool A, to see who is going to be in the first and second place playoff final. But it does finish between these two sides, Japan 81, Samoa, a dejected Samoa, 7.
Hey guys.
Final score in this match.
Each one.
It's Japan 81, Samoa 7. As we are ready for our final game of the day, take off at 40:58. The Netherlands v Kenya in our final game. Kick-off at 19:45. So today is our final game kick-off. Netherlands v Kenya.
Well, it was a second half that Japan certainly grabbed by the scruff of the neck here with his drive and maul, and Shimizu was able to get his second try of the game, and it was a powerful component of this Japanese attack, that forward pack rumbling up that park, be it from a drive and maul or a scrum. This time the drive and maul gave Shimizu the opportunity to get his 6th try of this trophy campaign. Japan never really looked back after that. It settled some nerves, and they tried to repeat that effort with their second score of the second half, but it crumbled under Samoan pressure. Shimizu thought he was going to be over the line for his hat-trick try, but folding round the corner there was the forwards, and that acute line back into that very congested area was what it was needed from Mori to go in for a try, replaced not long after this effort, but the loose head prop from Japan, able to get a try of his own. It was swashbuckling after that from Japan, able to get some width and some pace on the ball. And Ioka, after 4 tries against Hong Kong China, was able to get on the score sheet this time, benefiting from some accurate handling from his teammates to get the try. The defensive efforts from Samoa not able to stop the Japanese dominance. And again, looking for a bit of width here.
Playing the 9.
The man there was looking for his hat-trick. Ibisawa, we'll come back to that later on in the highlights package, but it was Ishibashi who was the player who ran a powerful line just through a porous Samoan defence, able to pick that gap and just catch the Samoan defence off. Popalihi almost been able to get back for Samoa, but it was grounded well by the Japanese second row. There's a bit of confusion in this try. Samoa thought they'd had an opportunity to turn it over, but Malso eventually, after some good work there from Hata, here's the player that was able just to pick it up off the deck and crash over for a further score for Japan.
Have a try.
And the referee signalling that he spotted the ground and officiated well throughout proceedings. And then again, the Japanese dominance up front.
Advantage,
They were able to flex their muscles and power towards that Samoan line. And it was a replacement hooker this time, showing some good touches. A great accurate throw in to the line out. He then gets in the driver's seat of this maul, checking all the way to see what is going on. He's got great awareness of where he is on the pitch to be able just to bounce over the line. That was the moment that Benjamin Vavai got some time in the sin bin. And then it was the hat-trick try from the winger, Ibisawa. Ito just been able to feed his left winger, put on the brakes, and ducked under some challenges and went down for his hat-trick try. He was able to convert that as well from the touchline. An impressive performance from the Japanese number 11. And then the final score, a great tip on there. Pasa thought he kept the ball alive for Samoa, but Ibisawa, broken field running. Takenoshita was able to feed Masuyama, who scampered down the touchline and then went underneath the uprights for what was the easiest conversion of the whole game. Samoa continually showed great endeavour. However, we're just out of gas at this stage of the game. And the replacements again showing what impact they can make in this dangerous Japanese squad, who are now focused ahead of that final game, which will be on Friday night against Scotland. And what a game that will be between those two sides. That is how the tables look, and that is why it's going to be an interesting game between those two sides. There's not a lot in it. Winner takes all in Pool A between Scotland and Japan, and there's not a lot between it at the bottom of the table as well, between Samoa and Hong Kong, China, to see who will be playing for the places further down the rankings. Scotland sitting on top at the moment, and this is how Pool B looks. So ahead of the final fixture of day 2 between the Netherlands and Kenya, it's USA who are in charge of Pool B after brushing aside Uruguay earlier on this afternoon, and they'll play the winners of Pool A. USA perhaps sitting in a more comfortable position. Their final game will be against Kenya. Darkness is starting to come in here in Edinburgh in Scotland, and we've just been treated to a great game, but we still have one more to come because we've got Netherlands versus Kenya. That'll be kicking off at 7:45, so not long now until we're going to welcome both of those sides in Pool B for our final game of day 2. But it's Japan who've got themselves into a position for a straight shootout between themselves and Scotland after beating Samoa by a formidable scoreline of 81 points to 7.